Welcome again to another Ascension football show. I am Kieran Edwards. As they say, if you don't know your past, you cannot best plan your future. And to do this, we have to look at the Trinidad and Tobago's World Cup qualifying, the failed bid to qualify for 2022 Qatar World Cup. And to do this, we have none other than a national icon, one of the most capped players in our national history, a guy that 90% of Trinidadians will put in their All-Star 11. On the next side of the show, we analyze the Puerto Rico-Trinidad game where we draw 1-1 with Puerto Rico, leading up to the demise of our World Cup bid 2022.
Most of these players here, Fenwick had coach.
Seeing the runners, seeing Levi shaping to put the ball in the box.
It's a forward course, a ball to a forward, and we need those sort of combinations.
As I said before, one of the guys that I think 90% of Trinidad will put in their starting 11, we have on set none other than Ansel Elcock. Pleasure to having you here on set, Ansel.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Kieran.
All right. I want to dive straight into it, Ansel. Being a former player, being a guy that would have wear the red, white, and black with pride, what are your thoughts on that World Cup bid, the 2022 World Cup bid, and not being able to advance to the next rounds of qualifying for the World Cup in Qatar?
Actually, to me, it was disappointing. I think not actually to me, to the people of the country of Trinidad and Tobago, it was the most humiliating thing that could have happened to the country. Stating especially with the talent of players that we have, I honestly think that we have a good group of players. The coaching expectation of it was that we went to another level. But we're here to analyze the game, and I will try my best to do the best that I honestly think, things that we should have done and things that we could improve on in the future.
Well, I think, Ansel, I think the country is really looking out. I think persons would have gotten up like out of a dream and see that we are out of before it even really started, that we are out of World Cup qualifying. So we want to look back at it. We want to look back at the two games, but starting with the Puerto Rico game, the first game that we would have drawn with Puerto Rico 1-1. And we want you to analyze it. Knowing you have your experience, knowing your qualifications in football, we want to hear your views. Being a footballing icon, we want to hear your views on this. So we want to go straight into the Puerto Rico versus Trinidad game, the first half, and for you to analyze what we might have done good, what are the good things we would have done, and what are the things what we could have done better, or the things we've done poorly in the game, in the first half, for you to analyze it. So we go straight ahead. I hand it over to you, Ansel, for you to analyze the first half of the game.
Actually, if you all see, you'll see the game basically on the screen here. What I did, I just picked out some points where mistakes, defensive mistakes, midfield mistakes, the attacking wise, shape, function, role, function, simple things. But I think that we can work on as individual players and as a team together in general going forward. Yeah, as we look at this first clip in the 5th minute from a train at the side of the park, is a comedy of errors that we made defensively from this train. Levi, number 1, is too high up the park. Number 2, Aubrey David let his runner run off him. Primus' reaction time was way too slow, and you should have seen the runner running from the throwing. Yeah, so in international football, they can't afford to make those sort of simple mistakes.
I also noticed, Ansel, when on the flick on, when Primus made the turn, he turned inside. Is that the normal practice of defenders to turn inside and lose the attacker?
Actually, no, it's not. It's really not. You should be able to see the forward at all time as a defender. Actually, he should have been side on and more inside. As Avery David as a wing back should be more in his defensive position. And as you see, Avery David just leaves his man and stand up and ball watched. Not even trying to recover as a defender, which is your first thing you should do.
So Levi should have been further back.
Further back inside.
Right.
Yeah, blocking also, and he could go left or right to stop actually that, because you ain't want your two stoppers actually to come that far, because no, naturally in football your stoppers are actually the reader of the game. You expose them when you go to the side because they are basically slower than the rest of the players.
Okay, got you. As
we move on to the second clip, basically same thing again from another throwing from high up. The defensive half of the Puerto Rico team. One train again, and look at it. Both wing back, left back, and central midfielder. Guy get caught in between both of them. Nobody concentrating on the defensive job. If he was a little more clinical, and he and the Puerto Rico forward was on the same pathway, one good ball, one good through ball, and he's inside.
I'm saying this because if you freeze it here, that pass, what the midfielder would have made, playing it down the line, the forward had a clear pathway on to goal if that ball was a little better. So I see exactly what you're speaking of here.
Actually, the midfielder and the wing back should have been, I don't know for what reason he was so high past the attacker though. So he should have actually been behind him in goal position, and the midfielder should have been behind him too, because you want him to go backwards towards his goal. So you don't want to go past them.
For that one throw
one throw can beat both players. Look at it. And now Kadeem Highland should have been in the middle, even though if both of them go high up the path this way, Kadeem should have been in the middle. So when they throw in, Kadeem could come and confront the guy and close down the guy.
Understand.
Now, in this same play, if you look at it, look at the number 10. Is it the number 10 guy for Puerto Rico? In the middle of the park right there?
Yes.
Yeah. If this number 4 guy raises his head, look at this. It's true to number 10, number 23. We basically 3v3 there from a train high up the park. Look at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You understand? You don't need that just from a train. If you get caught in a counter attack or something like that, is different. Yeah. But not from a dead ball.
Yeah, or defensive shape should have been not better.
You have no midfield in between the from that at least 20, 25 meters towards the stoppers. So it's a big, look at this, it's a big space in the middle there. So as we go on to the next clip, this is actually one of the good things that I thought we did well from after starting the game with a lot of long balls. Right? After the 8th minute, actually, we put down the ball and actually started playing, actually getting link up, and together with the forwards and the midfielders, they're joining together. Actually, we didn't actually go forward much, right? But what we did, we kept the ball.
We kept the ball, and we had some possession.
Possession, yeah. So you get it. When you keep the ball, you get more work out of the defensive team, because it's more like work and movement without the ball.
I'll have noticed as well about what would have been about over 10 passes together, strung together for the team. This would have been a good moment for the team really settling into the game.
Yeah, actually, yes, it was. And as you can see, the midfielder again tried to overplay and get in traffic, but we're so close towards each other, we were able to win back the ball.
So this would be a good period of play, you would say from
yeah, actually, I think this was for the first 10 minutes. This was the best period of play that we actually had for the first 10 minutes. As we move on to the next clip, which is the 12th minute, good passing from the stopper to Kadim, which is our central midfielder, that played it out wide to Joven Jones. Right, as you see, good pass, but good passing, yeah. But the negative in this is that if you can look at it, we have with all that build up, good passing, look inside the 18-yard box. There's no one close. No one close. No one. Richard forward. He have to work hard to get there. And the Levi, whoever playing on the other side here, he should see this build up here and work hard together with the midfielder to get up there.
To get numbers in the box.
Because
we have the ball in a good position to play across.
Exactly.
Ball,
because if you're working hard, you're keeping the ball as fine as possible. Look where Levi is here. Look where the wing back here and all could actually go together with the other midfielder who close to the winger on this. Get in there because with movements, there's the Puerto Rico defenders will have to shift.
And those are the opportunities you'll normally look for in a game. We know it's what, this is the 13th minute. We'd have now had some possession from the 10th minute, playing on the ball, moving the ball, getting a position to put across a ball into the box, and guys should be in the box at that time.
But if I'm a striker, because there I'm making my money, I'm making my bread and butter, so I want to be in there. I don't want to be, especially as a centre forward, you don't want to be running side to side. No, you want to stay in the 18 year, so where you can get an opportunity to capitalize. As we move on to the other clip, here's where the wing back plays the ball towards our striker, which is Levi, Mr. Levi Garcia, and left him 1 versus 3. I mean, he could be how skillful at very, unless he's Maradona, to go past 3 individuals. So even though if he overlap, he run inside, the forwards come to support him, no supporting at least 30 meters around him. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's because of fitness or if it's because the guy, information coming from the coach, don't go forward or what. Yeah, play defensive, because I know that is his way, because I was coached by him too. Yeah, but look at that. No one. He can't even raise his head actually, because there's 3 guys. They know, they actually, you can see they do their homework too. They know that he is left-footed, because look where the defender is coming from. Look at it right here. When you look at the picture, he can actually go on his right foot. Yeah, because you have the room there, but they did their homework, so they send him, send him back on it, send him back here, and it have numbers overload. So if we here get runners where he can just actually slip the ball.
But Ansel, as being a left back or being a wing back all your career, what would you do in a position like that? Giving him the ball, giving a player with the ability of Levi Garcia the ball in that position, 3 guys on him. What would you do? What you recommend for the wing backs out there to really do it in this situation?
No, it's too close actually to the line to overlap. But what you can do, you can overlap inside. Yeah, if you see the room that the forward actually income, because he, as I say early on, he makes his bread and butter there. Yeah, but I think we play with 3 forward in this game. So, 3 on top. So, even though if he come across a little bit, in the next one come, the midfielder come inside, so the whole team shift. So, then with the shift, you're closer to each other, so you can actually, I don't know who he tried to pass the ball there too, but it has nobody close by.
Yeah, looked like he was crowded out and attempted a pass, but no real intention of
so
giving
as you wing back, the wing back, you just run towards the inside of get behind, right in that space.
Yeah, run down that channel, that
channel right there, so you can easily slip him.
Okay. So you recommend the wing back push up at the opportunity to add numbers?
Actually, you have to support the winger. You can leave the winger one-on-one, and you just can pass him and say, all right, my job is done. No, it don't work that way.
Football long past those days. Where wing back that's
past that. In football nowadays, you have to stay at least 7-8 meters away from each other, so that at least they can support. Look at it. You see, he passed him the ball and he done play. my job is done. Yeah, you have to support him. You have to support him. But I think all that coming from coaching, because you as the coach, you must have seen that from all the practice games and stuff you had played.
Correct. And this would have been the second game in the qualifiers, so you would have seen him play the first game, and should be given the instructions of assisting or helping out Levi in those positions, because teams would do their homework on him. And they would know to double him and in this case, triple him up. So you need to, as teammates, as players passing the ball, you need to give that support.
As a wing back too also, that you happy you have a skillful forward playing with you and a forward with pace. Because when it is they concentrated on him, you get your opportunity to go forward. Unknown, on mark too, because you're giving him the ball. Actually, when you're giving him and go running. Yeah, go
normally
running.
your guy would go with him to try to help.
So you have come towards their blind side so that you get the ball. And look at this, he had the side of the peak, the side of the field. So you know you get even closer to the goal, so you actually get goal scoring opportunities.
Or assists, you have to look for your assists. Yeah.
Even though the midfielder that is seeing who is inside, look at Kareem again, Kareem here. He's standing there, he can just fit in there.
He trailing and
trailing there, and then the wing back come inside. The wing back take up the midfield position.
Okay.
Yeah. As we move on to the 18th minute, here we are again with another set play that they actually had a goal scoring opportunity again. So that is 2 throw-ins and actually a free kick from the side of the park. So I don't know if are we poor on dead ball situation, or are we ball watching? Because look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Puerto Rico, 4 guys in red and white, last post, and we actually have, well, one just moved. But to me, we look like we were marking zoned. The number 4 guy, look at him, he is looking at the actually guy that get the header from Puerto Rico, and his reaction time was so slow, that the guy actually went past him and get a goal scoring opportunity, which is your job as a defender. You know the ball when it is actually a left footer, so you're sure the ball is swinging back towards your goal. So your responsibility as a defender is drop off early, so you beat the forward towards the space.
But Ansel, is when you're watching the line from the free kick, watch at our line. We didn't drop back it as a unit. No, some guys drop, some guys and left the men.
That's what I'm saying. So we're not on the same page.
Okay.
We're not, because normally if we're going forward, we'll see all going forward together. If we're playing for the offside trap, where long time teams used to do. But now we're sure it's a left footer. You're sure because the guy run off the ball. So you're sure it's swinging in. So it's coming closer to your goal. So you drop off early, so at least you can get enough time so that you can attack the ball and head it wherever you need to head it. But it's quite evidence, it's quite that we were ball watching. Look at this. Look at our reaction time.
And guys would be raising their hands for offside.
Exactly.
But so that means some guys staying, some guys going.
Exactly.
Clear chance at goal.
Clear chance at
goal. So.
And it's not just number 4, it's a lot of us. Because look at it. Look at the guy first post. It's the keeper. Even on the rebound, I watched that. We didn't track our players.
We
all freeze. We all ball watching.
Yeah. So what you recommend for the defense at this time on set plays? We're going through a set play. What do you recommend for a defense? How do you recommend the defense to work? How do you recommend for the players to react after a rebound? What?
Number 1, you know your role and your function. Yeah? So you know if number 8 is my responsibility, make sure that he don't get to the ball. Even though if you're marking space, in the space you have to get there early. You have to get there before the attacker. Yeah. When the ball is in the air, whoever, you deal with it, and then you tell whoever it is, yo, you were ball watching is this, but you deal with it first. And then you sit down and then you talk towards what they should done and what they should have done. As we move on to the next clip, this here is another set play that against us that I think that we defended a little better than the previous three that they had, but also was a very smart foul from the Puerto Rico defender because it's a breakaway. So you need to take a yellow card there, otherwise
slow up the play. Take one for the team, as we say.
So that the players can recover. But as we move on to after this, so this is what I was speaking about on the previous clip. We get a free kick, we put it on, we play. Wait as the right back, the left back collect the ball, play towards the goalkeeper. The right back is free as a bird. But they probably again push up the whole team and just pump it. And this here we are on the 29th minute.
And we still going on that tactic. Those are the tactics. Play it long.
So look at this. Look at it here again. Look, the left back is free. The right back and the stopper is free. The right back high up the field, tucked inside.
But Ansel, when you watch the clip and you watch when they play when the keeper receives the ball, the two stoppers, they actually go in. The wing backs, they actually go in and push up. They automatically go into that position. It seems as a tactic from the coach to push inside, push up, kick the ball long, and hope to retrieve it at that point.
Actually, yes, it is. Actually, I honestly think that it was a tactic, which is the long ball, and hope that our forward flick on or whatever. But as I say again, flicking on to who? Because if you look at that, he hold it up for a couple of seconds, and nobody close by, close by to support.
You will have to play that with runners off.
Runners off him, so at least he can flick on, or he can hold it up and play towards one midfielder, two midfielder, three midfielder, the two forwards run past him, or the wing back come up. Because look at it here. Here is the turn back. Look, wing back free, stopper free.
Yeah.
But they automatically know that this is
we're going long.
This is not my role.
We're going long. We're going long.
And look at this.
Yeah.
Pump it.
And if you see, the players are frustrated, but Levi is frustrated because this is not a facet of Levi's game to get balls pumped long term and hold up, because he's not the biggest of players, short guy, to hold up a ball and play a post-up guy, as we say. He's not a Kenwin Jones or a Stern John that he can play that type of football into to Levi. He's one that would want the ball on the ground, play it and be placed into open space to run at defenders. So I think the tactics for the players we have currently, I think that would have been a problem. Do you think that's an issue with?
Actually, it's clearly look again, it's clearly a problem. Because when you're looking at the forward, is between four defenders, and he can't even get his head because it's easy to double him up. So there's no way he can get his head onto the ball. So it's clearly, you can see it's clearly a tactic, as you say, as from the coach. I don't know.
Well, you played under the coach, this coach being Coach Terry Fenwick. You would have played under him at San Juan Jabote. He would have been your coach. That would have been his tactics at that time, or would it have changed through the years? What?
Actually, it have changed. It have changed, and it's clearly, as a coach, as I said before, if you do not want the defenders to play with the ball, it's clearly you do not trust them. Football is a trust issue. So it's clearly a trust issue here. Because you're looking at 1, 2, 3, the midfielder and all that's clear. Look, so why would you not give them the ball so that they can play?
Coming into this, Coach Terry would have had the team, this group of guys coming in from international, he would have maybe played with them once. So it could be that what international players playing, you would have to have a level of trust.
We have at least on this team here, is basically everybody is playing to a high level, and everybody been playing to a high level. And if you look at the history of Trinidad team, if the coach had taken, we always try to look good, to play our best ability, to keep the football, which is the rule right now in football. The Cardinals sin in football right now, we're saying goalkeepers making mistakes, but they're still doing it over and over and over and over. Keeping the ball, moving the ball as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's a new facets of goalkeepers. They have to be able to play the ball as well. They have to be able to switch the play and make proper passes through the back to change the point of attack. So watching this, our keeper is playing internationally as well. But do you think having Coach Fenwick not being a local, being an Englishman, coaching the team, do you think that's an issue? If it was a local person at the helm of the team, they would have a little more trust in the players and know the players a little better. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, yes. But onto that, most of these players here, Fenwick had coach. At least with the Kilim Highland and the Primus, and they always was at Sour Job. At some point they all played locally here, and Mr. Fenwick been here for the past 20 years plus. So he probably not born here, but he are Trimbigonian, you know.
Should have known better.
Yeah, he should have known better, you know.
Okay.
But as I say again, I think that from him being out of footballs for such a long time, so I think the modern game kind of way past him a little. And again, as I say, it go right back to safety. That long ball is a safety ball. Further from my goal, less chances they have from scoring opportunity. Yeah. So I playing it safe. Basically, that's how I sing. This is my take of how it is here. It passed far as possible for my goal, so they have no.
But for the Trinidad and Tobago fan watching this game, Puerto Rico, the level of fear for Puerto Rico shouldn't be there where you're talking about our team is playing long balls or trying to keep it away from the goal. I think that any fan hearing that or seeing the game would say, well, what's the reason for the level of fear?
Yeah, it's true. But any fan, like I look at the game, as an ex-former international player, I was saying, but why we not? Because we have quality on the field, you know, fellas. One of two fellas that actually were playing wrong position. It's clearly they're not as mobile as they should have been. So it have with fitness too, you can see, I don't know if it's because of the COVID or what, but as an international player, you should keep your body to a certain.
These guys playing top flight football. Levi would have now been named the player of his club. So for the season, so it's players playing top flight football. I don't believe the fitness should really be an issue. Players within tournaments, players now coming off of tournaments, so the level of fitness would have been high. So we look and see. So those are some of the highlights from the first half in the Puerto Rico, Trinidad and Tobago game. When we come back on the next side of the break, we'll go through the second half of the game being analyzed by none other than Ansel Elcock.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for a carnival if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What? You want me to throw a pillow at him?
I didn't say that.
No, well, if a roach jumps in front of you now, what will you do?
Run.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Father.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Ascension! Ascension! Premium quality and style make you stand out all the time. Ascension is quality for champions. Ascension fit is always right. Take your game to higher heights. Ascension got the quality for champions. So everybody say, hey, oh. We wearing Ascension when we play. To run out on the field in style. What's the brand that we want? Ascension! 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 We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension! We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension! We wearing what we wearing is Ascension.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Amante Del Cafe is located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, McBean, Couva. Amante Del Cafe. Happiness begins with brew.
Lasso Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. At our facilities, security checks ensures that all vehicles are secured. Our newly renovated bathrooms are always kept in a clean working order. Need repairs and maintenance? We have you covered. Our qualified workmen will get the job done. Boat storages, from our marina, you can easily push off for a family sailing trip. Or out fishing with the boys. Or a fun DDI experience with friends. Boat repairs, secured parking, extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, down the island parties. Contact us at 1-868-634-1653. Lasso Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
And we are back. As we analyze the Puerto Rico-Trinidad game, we are on to the second half. Ansel, so take us through the second half. What are the good points? What are the bad points? I know the goals came in the second half, so we'll have some exciting moments in the second half.
Well, it's about time, eh? It's about time. But here we are in the 47th minute. And whenever the coach had said to the guys, halftime, they came out. What I had expected they to do in the first half, pressing, get a free kick to the side of the park, and we almost had a goal. Yeah, the first clear-cut chance at goal, first opportunity at goal. Yeah, but again, no runners in the box. It's a great delivery from Levi. Look at this. It's a great. You can't ask for nothing. This ball here is a defender nightmare because you don't want to get a touch because it's our own goal. Yeah? And you're hoping that a forward can get across you to get a touch to it.
Well, watching it, Ansel, I would have thought, seeing the runners, seeing Levi shaping to put the ball in the box, someone of the players need to get before the keeper, get a touch before we reach to the keeper. And I think we should have really attacked that ball a little more aggressively in terms of getting a touch, being a little, coming through Trinidad and Tobago, seeing the likes of Stern John, seeing the likes of Kenwin Jones, seeing the goal scorers, knowing that Dwight York, we need to get a touch here, we need to get ahead of the keeper, we need to put in that ball. Levi being one of the best in scoring goals in Greece from direct corners, you know a quality ball was coming in the box at that opportunity.
Of course, because look at this. Someone need, that is an excellent service. Somebody need to get to the end of that. There is where you run up your tally as a player with delivery like that. Why run straight? Attack the ball.
Yeah. If we pause it there, when the ball comes into the box, the forward attacking the ball could have made that run to the first post. And it's an easy tap-in.
Yes, easy. Because from practice you must know. Sometimes you miscue a little off, one or two, but you must know. And from you knowing your player, because it's Levi and Joven to the side. But Joven stand up towards you. You know Joven not going to use his right foot. Yeah. So you're sure after Joven runs, you're sure Levi whipping the ball inside, yeah? So you can't ask for nothing better. We should have been 1-0 up at this point, in the second minute of the
and that would have given us a boost coming out. The coach would have naturally spoken to the boys, let them know we need to put more energy in the game. We need to come out in the second half. We need to dominate this team, being a young Puerto Rico team. And having an opportunity like this, I think this was our opportunity miss.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. This is what they call a dream start in the second half. Yeah. This is what you want, to get opportunities like this. Capitalize on that. We 1-0 up. It's a complete different game.
Yeah, dominate the second half. Exactly. Control the game from there.
As we move on to the other clip, which is, I think actually we had 2 or 3 clear chances before. And here is where the number 10, which is Market, came on, and we're keeping the ball, but keeping the ball in a positive way, going forward, back, across the 3 stoppers, and then playing, drop off. Yeah, good, actually, real good segment here. Very, very good passing, smart, good flick off here. Good pass down the line, across. But if we realize what happened here, look how much guys we have in the area here. And if we don't get that, it's a forward crosser ball to a forward. And we need those sort of combination, towards the game, where it is forward crosser, forward, another forward finish. But we have midfielders in the area as well. Yeah, so we have numbers in the 18-yard box.
And still, as you would have been saying, we came out the second half, putting the team under pressure, as you mentioned, we should have been doing in the first half, putting the team under pressure. Having a couple of chances. We had, 2 or 3 chances before where we came close to scoring. putting the ball down, staying away from this long ball, putting the ball down, having plays together about 15 passes before the actual goal, getting players in the box, having a build-up, moving as a team, getting a ball out wide, putting across the box, 3 players in the box contesting the ball, and leads to a goal. I think those passages of plays is what we need more from the team. And me being a coach, or yourself being a coach, would know this happened well. Pull the guys on the side, let them know high energy. We need more of this. We need to continue this. But as we know from seeing the game, we went away from it. But this was a very good passage of play for the goal.
I think it's our best passage of play all game for the 90 minutes, you know. It's your confidence here, good pass from the left back inside. Market, you cannot get away with a foul there, but you know, but good, very good segment, good cross, where the commentators and them who did the commentary for the game were saying, we bigger than them, we taller than them, we stronger than them. So why not work on, you know, get on the byline, whip it across,
numbers in the box,
numbers in the box, you know. And for the one time that we did it, actually score.
We had a goal. We got a goal. We got some reward from it.
Yeah.
And it's good for Joven to get a goal, being one of the leaders on the team.
Oh, to build his confidence, attacking wise, you know, because he's been playing left back for a while. And I think that one of the reasons why the coach didn't put him in left back position because of his attacking.
Yeah, for the last couple of years, playing in the MLS, he would have been one of the better attackers, really transforming from a wing back into a winger. Third forward, wide forward, whatever you want to call it. But I think with the national team, the Trinidad and Tobago national team, I think he is one of our attacking threats, and we need to play him higher up the pitch when it comes to the national team setup.
As we move on to the next clip in the 56th minute, here is Levi at his best. And what I was speaking about in the first half of the game, because he have support in the 18-yard box. Yeah. For the defenders have to leave him and concentrate on the rest of the guys.
Open up some space.
Open up some space. Yeah. So he get down the byline. What he is best at.
Yeah, that's his trademark.
Take on players one-on-one. Strong point, one-on-one. Yeah. And square back the ball to Joven. Joven have to be.
We expected. I think the whole of Trinidad and Tobago expected at this moment Levi taking on a player one-on-one, getting past him as he's known for, squaring back a ball on top of the box on Joven Jones' left foot. You're expecting this is back of the net, as we say in Trinidad. This would be 1-0.
Oh, well, this should have been 2-0.
Okay, yes.
Together with the set play, and this should have been 2-0. Yeah. 2-0 in an international game, basically, it's over.
It's over. It's management from there.
Especially, I'm not criticizing Puerto Rico on it, but with such young players on the team, they have to be mentally strong to come back from there. I think Giovanni missed you.
I think if you watch his face, the disappointment on his face as well, he knew he missed a golden opportunity.
I think what he tried to do is just hit it and wrap it wrong so that it could stick up in the far side corner. But as a natural forward, like, as you say, Dwight York or St. John, I think they would have just passed it. Passed it in the goal. But as I said, we started much better. What we should have done in the beginning of the game, we actually started
doing it in the second half. And I think this would have been a good time for Trinidad, watching the game, coming out, having the free kick, and now having this opportunity. We now start to impose ourselves on the game a bit.
And for the first time, 57 minutes in the game, we actually had 4 guys in the 18-yard box and 1 on top. For the first time in the all game, we actually had that. Look at it, 1, 2, 3. So 5 attacking guys. For the first time in the game, we actually had that. As we moved on to another club, 2 minutes after, started so well, moving the ball, getting opportunities. I don't know if it come from the sideline or not, but here we are with a set play, a free kick again in our half. and choose to go diagonal towards the winger with towards Levi on the other side, where we could just keep the ball, start it over, and continue keeping the ball and continue playing. This is where you call a high percentage pass, where you have to hit flat and direct. And hardly players in the world can execute it. And then look, you're not hitting it behind the defender so that the defender could turn and run. You're hitting it in front of the defender, which we as defenders call a defender dream. So because you want to come and make a statement, you want to come and, because you forward attacking, you're attacking, bam. Yeah, you're aggressive. You're aggressive there because you're saying, though, because I know when he just went past me twice. So now you get opportunity to say, hey, this is my opportunity here now to come hard onto you in the air, where pretending that you're coming to all ball as a defender, so you're setting a statement for yourself.
And as well as giving the defense a time to get some confidence. They would have been on the back foot in the second half, coming out of the interval. And now you give them a long ball, easy clearance, defender being able to jump, get some confidence. We need to, I think this is a point where we need to be a little more experienced and be a little more focused as players to understand. We have them on the back foot. Let us continue to do what we are doing good. Let us don't go back to the bad things we did in the first half that led to absolutely nothing, and continue to play, put the ball down and play and move the ball.
As we hear, start off very positive in the second half, come out pressing, keeping the ball, moving the ball faster, a lot more energy on the field. We got to throw in to the side of the park, keep the ball, going back to the keeper. Here you are again, going back to our bad habits. Push up the team, hit it long. And again, we hitting it long, but we hitting it long towards Levi, which is one of the smaller guys on the team. So I don't know what is the reason why we're doing that. It's clearly not a tactic from the coach, because Levi is about 5'11" or something. If so, If so,
well, we can't say it's not a tactic from the coach, because doing it over 15 times in the game, the coach would say, guys, we need to stop this, and scream at them. He's right there by them. He's on the touchline. He would have been screaming at them and saying, hey, you need to stop playing the ball long every time, and especially playing it to Levi, one of the smallest guys. And if you watch the game, Levi is not comfortable receiving those balls. He was clearly manhandled in the game in terms of these long balls.
He's not even attempting to jump
it's not his game. It's not his game. It's not his game. And when you see that play, we up 1-0. Joven recently came off the field, getting a throw, playing back the ball, keeping it safe. I was saying that, all right, we are going to keep some possession, frustrate the team, get on top of it, because a young team going 1-0 down, they would come back with energy to hopefully score a goal right back. So take the energy out of them, play around the ball, have them moving, kill off the game at 1-0 at least. And the ball goes to the keeper, everybody tucks inside and he kicks it long, and it's a turnover. Puerto Rico has the ball. So I think even if it's a tactic, I think it was a poor one at this game to be employed at this game.
Actually, you don't need to do that with such small unit on the field either. And then we have number 10, Muckett, just came on the field, and he's a ball.
He will hold it.
So we back at it here again, where you can see clearly he's moving. Yeah, he's moving, passing the ball. Look at it. Good passing, good movements, but we still need to get some runners. This guy have to come past here and run. Yeah, go up, at least give them options, open up space.
That would be Hackshaw. Hackshaw needs to get into the play, make up numbers.
Because good movements, good passing, but if he create space by coming here, create, so the defender now have to make an option. Is either he go with me, and if he go with me, it open up space so that the attacker can take his time.
So now we could have some one-on-ones. We could isolate some players instead of having these 2 and 3 on 1.
One player.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. We go again, but This time, you see, actually seeing leadership on the field, which it is the skipper actually letting guys know the role, the responsibility, because he's pointing, yo, there, you can actually see he's pointing and letting guy know, yo, switch on. Switch on, mark this one, mark this guy. You understand? Yeah. So, and before, in the first half, he wasn't saying that. So he just reminding, giving guys a reminder on the field. Yo, do this, do that, do that.
Right, in the 71st minute, Ansel, this would be the build-up to the goal. And we would see that Puerto Rico has a throw-in. We win the ball, and Hackshaw, as per the usual with the game, just kicks the ball long. And the build-up comes back. Puerto Rico builds up with the play. Pressure is right back on us. We are 1-0. Pressure is right back on us. Plays the ball long. And the build-up start and leads to a goal. How frustrating, as a coach, Ansel, how frustrating is that to know that you're up 1-0, you have the ability, and here it is, the goal. You have the ability to keep the ball, and just kick the ball up long, and it leads right back to pressure and a goal. How frustrating is that?
And actually, it is knowing a senior player too. It's not, let's say, a young player, a senior player. As again, I say, in football, you want to keep the ball. But here it where fatigue come in. That's why the reason I speak about fitness before. When they're getting tired, it seems to shut down. Yeah. So if it is, he just take a glimpse right over his shoulder, his right shoulder, he would have seen it have 3 or 4 white T-shirts right around him, instead of just poking the ball away, getting it out of danger. Give Puerto Rico an opportunity to rebuild. Yeah. Good sequence, good play. Where it is the Levi, didn't even try to close down the guy. Yeah, because you know the guy playing left side is left-footed to stop the cross, which as a winger, you as a winger, the number one thing is stop the cross, force you to turn back on your weak foot. So it's a whole comedy of errors towards this build-up. The 70th minute here where we quite are tired. Look at it.
Yeah, but Ansel, he would have played a 1-2 with Highland. Played a 1-2 with Highland, received the ball and decided to kick it long. Right next to him, there's a player next to him. He would have been in that mode of short passes right there and just kick it long, not a wide certain side. And I think that would have been hard on the team to concede from a passage of play like that. And a ball whipping in, 4 white shirts amongst the forwards, but a brilliant ball coming in.
It was a good ball, but it was a good ball. But if we go back and look at it, we have 2 white shirts on the side of the park with the guy that crossed the ball. But no one get close enough.
That level of urgency to close down and shut down.
To close him down to make sure he don't have to lift his head to cross with the ball across. Because we have 2. We have Levi and the wing back.
So at this time, Ansel, you being a professional, you would have played in many games. 70th minute, you're up 1-0. Do you think it's a complacency of the team to not be aggressive in closing down at this moment? Because look, you see the clear, it's 2 defenders there. The guys still get across. No one really had that urgency to close down. What's your thoughts on this moment of the game for Puerto Rico to come back level with us at this time?
It's about game management. Especially at this is a key part of the game. Here is you get back a goal, the energy level up because you still have time. Yeah, you still have 20 minutes plus 25 minutes. Yeah. So you get back one now, your energy go, your energy level it raise. Yeah, because you know they're vulnerable now. I could go at them.
And then Trinidad being the favorites, Trinidad and Tobago being the favorites in the group. Going 1-up on this game, you're saying the game is over. You're saying you're expecting to score 3-4 in the last couple of minutes. You know Puerto Rico had to chase the game. We win in our first game. Puerto Rico knew they had to either get a draw or win the game. You're expecting them to come with some energy. We should have managed, as you said, game management. manage the ball better, take the air out of this game a bit. I think we allow the game to be back and forth at this time still.
Actually, yes, because as again it comes back to tactics. When you have some players, as you can clearly see, trying to keep the ball and some players saying no, go long, we're on two different pages. We're on two complete different pages. So
how much of this is down to coaching, Ansel?
Actually, they all are into coaching. Because when you have players that with the quality that they want to keep the ball, and then some players just want to get rid of the ball. It comes down to coaching, because you're the coach. It's you that have the guys out there. Yeah, it's you that pick the guys. It's you before you go out.
Yeah, letting them know we keep it. If we
that will come from coaching, from your sessions and them, you know. So it have sometimes, of course, when you're under pressure, you would have to play your lines, play your lines, and push up, but organize. It just you don't spread apart. And as go back to the goal here, even though the two guys at the side of the park didn't close down the guy, we have three or four guys around the Puerto Rico guy. So there's only one thing the guy can do from the sideline there.
It's cross the ball. Yeah.
So number one go first post. Make sure you can see the guy. And even though if you can reach the ball as a defender, what you try to do, you jump and lean on the attacker.
Make it difficult.
Make it as difficult as
possible. Because he had four guys around him.
Look at this. We have three.
Three
guys around him. And we just jump straight. Nobody jump and realizing, hey, and actually jump on the defender to throw him off.
He had no...
So it was a clear-cut chance opportunity that he had. As we move on to the other clip, here it is, we get a throwing. And our defensive third, the left back throw the ball and get back a safe pass and try to play the ball, which is, you all know, a risky pass. Midfielder miss trap. But look at his position. After he throw the ball, what next? Throw the ball and stop. So my job is finished. Where you throw the ball and you follow. Yeah, you tuck inside, you're nice and tight. Yeah, and a good defensive, because they all get as close as possible from us before, where they had left him, let him cross the ball. The right back get as close as possible, so he cannot raise his head to cross the ball. He push it back. Yeah, but after we clear our lines, look at this, right? The good sliding defender get close, so he cannot raise.
Preventing the cross.
But look at this now.
We're not no urgency to push.
Nobody from behind, no leadership.
And this is the 82nd minute. We're in a group. We need to win. We need to dominate. We now the game is now tied up at 1-1. We need to push. We need to at this moment. We need to push.
Not even the keeper saying, "Hey, out, push out, push out." Because look at this. We are walking out, and look where our left back is. He's last, taking his time and strolling out. So it's quite, you can see actually, he's a makeshift left back. You can actually see he's a makeshift left back. He probably talented, gifted, so the coach say, hey, you will have to play there for me because he...
I might maybe trust him as well. He trust him as a player.
Yeah, as a player, to play probably differently. Probably like me, a utility player where the coach might say, today you're playing here or today you're playing there. But look at this.
But he would have struggled in this game a bit.
Yeah, he struggled, especially against the number 7.
But that's the player for Puerto Rico. That's the guy that they really, everything comes through. Young, but that's their talisman. So I think he struggled today going up against the number 7 from Puerto Rico. And it showed a lot in the game.
As we move on to the other clip, here we are in the 86th minute. Here it is where I think we actually try to play the ball. Here it is, Levi try to keep the ball again. Levi get the ball, passing. Look at this, some nice little passes. Levi one-on-one way it is he can do and actually going. But this is all because of Muckett come on the field and because
he wants to hold on to the ball, he wants to make passes,
he wants back the ball. So you know, so with players like that, you know, we need especially when we have players like that, we need to play players to the strength. To the strength.
Well, and if there's one thing we gather from the game is the tactics didn't match the players we had at our disposal for this game.
The tactics in this game was poor.
We needed to, as you said, likes Levi, Muckett, Jovin. You want to play. These guys want the ball on their feet. They want to play. They want to be able to play. The tactic of playing that ball long. Kadeem, they want the ball.
So if not bring defenders that can play, I know, well, actually primers in them from where I have known from them from the past, they like to play today.
Well, it's, as you said before, it's a lack of trust with the group. Being a new coach to the team, a lack of trust with the group, and then wanting to play a safe tactic in terms of playing the ball long and not having the personnel to execute that tactic. That would have been the major issue with this game for me. The major takeaway from the game in terms of a negative for us. The positive I would take away from the game would be when we had opportunities of playing the ball and knocking around the ball we'd have looked the best. We'd have looked at dangerous. We're likely to score.
And then, as you say, when we actually play the ball, keep the ball, and get numbers in towards the 18-yard box, then we create opportunities. But when we keep pumping the ball, one versus four.
Players isolated,
Players isolated. So they don't have enough numbers up top. So I clearly think we were in a shell in between players. What to do and what not to do, because it's clearly straightforward that the tactics from this game, from our coaching staff, was very poor. It's very poor. In the future, go ahead towards the rest of games. I hope that actually we put on the ball and use players to the strength. Get Levi one-on-one, get runners to go past him, so create space, get the wing backs to overlap, get the midfielders to come, get the defenders to push forward, come inside, or either open or the two midfielders, if you play with two, stay, but make sure you're screening the both, different things. A lot of different things.
In possessing the ball, you want to see a lot more possession of the ball.
A lot more possession, at least 95% more possession of the ball.
When we come back, we asked Ansel, a few of the fans to the Ascension Football Show, to send in their questions to you as being the analyst to answer some of the questions. So when we come back, we hope that you can answer a few of the fans' questions on the Ascension Football Show.
Pest control is a pain, but you don't have to go it alone. If you're a business that needs someone who will fix your problems point blank, go with the brand that's tested. Go with Terminix. Born almost a century ago in Memphis, Tennessee, Terminix International's mission has been to spread its innovations across the world through its integrated pest and termite management system, reducing the infestation of pests and vermin. Our Trinidad franchise neutralizes the threat of tropical insects and ensures that companies, from food production to hospitality, protect their investment and get the maximum value from our relationship. And we've been doing it well for over 20 years. Termites and pests are relentless, but they're no match for Terminix. Contact us today for a free consultation and quote, and let's introduce you to convenience. Protect your premises today. Choose a service provider that persists. Talk to Terminix.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Hey, Ascension! Ascension! Premium quality quality and style make you stand out all the time. Ascension is quality for champions. Ascension fit is always right. Take your game to higher heights. Ascension got the quality for champions. Now everybody say, hey, oh. We wearing Ascension when we play. To run out on the field in style. What's the brand that we want? Ascension, Ascension, Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions. Lasso Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. At our facilities, security checks ensures that all vehicles are secured. Our newly renovated bathrooms are always kept in a clean working order. Need repairs and maintenance? We have you covered. Our qualified workmen will get the job done. Boat storages, from our marina, you can easily push off for a family sailing trip. Out fishing with the boys. Or a fun DDI experience with friends. Repairs, secured parking, extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, down the island parties. Contact us at 1-868-634-1653. Lasso Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
Located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, McBean, Couva. Amante Del Cafe. Happiness begins with brew.
As we said, Ansel, we have some questions that were sent in via Facebook, via Instagram, on our social media platforms, and we would like you to answer some of the questions on the game. So persons would have looked at the game, have their own opinions, and want to find out some things from the game. So we'll go right into it, Ansel. So Stefan from Locketa asks, what do you think, Ansel, was the system and tactics from the head coach Terry Fenwick on this game?
Stefan, what a question. The system, I think that he played a 4-3-3 with Telesford, Joven, and Levi Garcia as forward, but it's quite, they played wide instead of narrow. The tactics, as far as I see, hit the ball long and hope that Telesford or Levi at the side hold it up and try to play off of that.
Perfect, all right. And Stefan has a second question, Ansel. He wants to know, what do you think Trinidad started so badly in the first half of the game? What's the reason for the bad start in the game?
The reason, Stefan, again, is because energy level wasn't there. And guys, like, they wasn't sure formation structure. What, as again, the same thing system, the players, because we were playing in spurts. Sometimes we trying to keep the ball. We could obviously see it's because of the players. But when it goes straight back from the goalkeeper, he is like up top, pump the ball. So basically it's because of that.
All right. Deb from Penal Ansel asks, he would like to know, in your opinion, why did we not score more goals? Why we didn't score more goals in the game? Why we didn't have more goals in the game?
They're from Penal, nice area. Come down there for Alupai and doubles and Peloria.
Yeah, oh, go down Penal,
yeah,
double.
it's the best in the country. Yeah. The reason why Davy wasn't scoring goals is because of the numbers in the areas, because of the runners. If you ain't get guys in the 18-yard box, you ain't get midfielders to go forward to go in, there's no way you can score unless you end up with a one-on-one and it's one attacker between 4 defenders. So it's pretty difficult. So it's all about numbers in the areas.
But Ansel, with the tactics of that long ball in first half, you think we could still utilize that to get numbers if because that's
actually we could, but we have to put a target man up top, and as I say, with the long ball is either the next 2 forwards, the wingers, play narrow to him so that he could flick on either side, and the midfielders and them come to join him so he could hold it up and play it into them. So even though if you let the midfielders come and the wingers wide, you can at least knock it down, and the midfielders playing the wingers either or. They could play narrow, flick on. So it's according to wherever the coach is, where he's thinking.
All right. Debbie from Arima asks, how did... Just no. All right. Debbie... All right, there you go. Debbie from Arima asks, how did we allow Puerto Rico to score?
Debbie, Puerto Rico, as I say, is bad defending. Players, the energy and the grit to get there to stop the cross in first place, giving away the ball in bad positions. So when you do these simple mistakes, and into you might get rid of that in club football, but at international football, 1 mistake, 1 goal, you draw 1-0.
I believe Ansel as well. That would have been maybe the first time Puerto Rico has a ball on the wide where our defense didn't close. Or I'll say a point, you make that mistake, a lapse in judgment, 1 lapse in judgment, not closing down properly, not getting on the right side, pushing the attacker to go back instead of whipping across the ball, lead to the goal. And we saw where that we draw 1-1 when it's a game that I think everybody believed we should have won.
We should have easily in the second half. The first half we could have easily been down 3 or 4-0, easily been down. But before you as a defender, before you play against an attacker with the technology that you have nowadays, you can tell how much time he touching the ball with his right foot, how much time he touching the ball with his left foot. So when you come up against him, you know, he's strong on this foot, send him back on the other foot. Simple things like that. So that cross, if we had done our homework, we can easily know, this guy, he can cross the ball. He's left-footed, send him back on his weaker foot. So which you get close early. You do all the hard work early. So you get there, stop him, let him put his head down, and go all the way back.
Do you think with our system and the setup and the coaching, you think we're doing that level of research and follow up before a game and really analyzing a player and a opponent before a game to tell your wing back, say, the winger he's left-footed, he's playing left side, so he would go down the line and look for a cross. Or if he's right-footed playing left side, you know, he's looking to cut in. You think with our national setup, we are doing that detailed analysis before the game to alert our players?
I cannot say on the coaching point of it, but if I am a player and I want to be the best of my ability, for I to be the best to my ability, I want to know who I playing against. So I would personally do, and that I used to do, and that was 20 years ago, analyze whoever my opposition before I play.
Yeah, but Ansel, for example, we had the team.
And the technology, we have the technology, but the problems we have with the national setup, I don't think the coach will go that far.
So what I'm really trying to get at is, who do you put that responsibility on? A player coming in from his club team on international duty, being called up 5 days, 6 days before a game, and coming into a system, as you rightfully said in the analysis of the game, players being played out of position where they naturally play because they may be talented and they have the ability to do so. Coming into a game, playing a team such as Puerto Rico, not being able to play against those likes of players when you're playing in the MLS or you're playing in Guatemala or you're playing in Honduras or in Europe, and now have to face up against a left winger or right winger that you never see before. You know nothing about. You have little footage on this player. Whose responsibility is it?
Actually, it is the coach. It is the coach or the assistant coach, whoever he takes his stats from. The manager is as it is nowadays. Yeah, whoever he takes his stats from should say, yo, this guy is coming up there. But as soon as a game starts, you can tell if a guy left-footed or right-footed you can just throw a ball to him. And from where he touch it, I can tell if he left-footed or right-footed. If a guy run down the line, what do you want to do? He looking to whip the ball across. So you as a defender, your responsibility is make sure the ball don't come across. As a wing back now, if it so happens he end up in a position so that he crosses the ball, the other defenders, your job is to deal with it. Deal with it, and then you fix wherever you need to fix. But you just got a guy come and
whip a ball
across.
Yeah, shape a ball in there.
Ball watching and then a goal score, and not at this level.
Not at this. Okay.
Yeah, this is for Savannah football, and where mistakes are minor league, and then when mistake, you just make mistake and your forward go and score because you have the better talent and so forth, you know what I mean? But not at international level.
Ansel, Marlon from on our Facebook platform asks, which player you believe was the best player for Trinidad and Tobago in this Puerto Rico game? Or your man of the match?
My man of the match in this game was Bucket when he come on.
Bucket.
Yeah, because you see, he tried to link up. They kid him and they tried to do it in the first half, but it was not as consistent as when Bucket come on. The play to join, you see the movement from him from right side to left side. Yeah, so my man in the match, actually.
I would agree with the Bucket being the most influential player. I think when he came on in the second half, he really gave that level of calm to the midfield. I believe before we playing that ball, we were bypassing the midfield. Yeah, bypassing midfield. So when Bucket came in, he had that link-up play. He dictated the game. Yeah, so I would say Bucket would have been the most influential player for Trinidad as well. Moving along with the last question, we have a question from Richard from Barapore. Asks, who is the person designated on the national team structure to do the analyst, to be the analyst for it, to do the analytics behind the game, to assess the national team? You being part of a national structure, for so many years, from what, 90, 92, 91, 92
91 till 2004.
to 2004. Many years, many campaigns with
40
you.
different coaches.
Well, I don't think, don't say that too proud. I don't think that's a proud thing to say 40 coaches in that span of time. But who's that person behind the scenes for the national team to?
Well, actually, no, I do not know because I'm not in the system, in the national system. I can give you Mr. Roman number, which is the manager of the national team, I think, or the coach number. We can call Terry Fenrick and ask him, or one of them from the federation, or Mr. Haddad.
Well, we hope to have some one of them on the show shortly. So we would ask them if they set up.
They should have that though. You should have, in this day and age, you should have people doing research on your teams, and because you as a player must know your opposition, the quality of your opposition. Now this is 2021. You cannot be guessing in this day and age. You can go on the internet and type in Michael Mercano and get players.
Well, when you mention internet, the head coach said that he would have scouted players on the internet for the practice game against United States. So they are aware of the internet and understanding you can research players from the internet. So I would, Richard from Barboy, I give you my word, I would contact the national setup and ask them who is the person responsible, and by the next show, hopefully have an answer for you. Ansel, thank you for coming on to the show, breaking down the game. There's another game that we would like to open that you could come on and break down, which would be the following game, the Bahamas game. And hope that we could break down that game once it's played and see where we go from there.
Definitely, I'm here to help our national system in any way possible. So if you all calling me, anytime you all calling me, I will be grateful and thankful to be here to do the best of my ability.
Thanks, Ansel. Thanks, Ansel. And that's it for another week on the Ascension Football Show. My name is Kieran Edwards, and please join us next week. Watch us on all our media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and see you soon. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.